If your tongue tie is too short, it might be the root cause of your jaw issues. Did you hear about this? For the past 15 years, I'm working with people who are suffering from TMDs, from bruxism, teeth grinding, jaw clenching, and all those problems in the jaw area. And what I really could observe very often is an overseen, too short tongue tie, even in adults. Because the problem is this too short tongue tie is not measurable. So you can't just measure the length of the tongue tie and say, okay, now it's too short or now it's okay. So you have to examine the function of the tongue. You have to see how the tongue is able to move. Is the tongue able to touch the palate fully, not just the tip of the tongue? Is the tongue able to move sidewards? So how are the functions? How is the chewing? How is the resting position of the tongue, right? So what is the problem with the too short tongue tie? We thought that the tongue tie could be stretched with special exercises, but recent studies showed that this is impossible because there are no stretchable fibers within the tongue tie because it's a fascia. You can't stretch it. So the only way to release the tongue tie to make it longer is to release it with a small surgery, with a small laser treatment to really prolong the tongue tie. And then, very important, afterwards, to do the right exercises that the tongue tie not gets reattached again. This is very important, and most of the people don't know. They don't even know. They just get the tongue tie release and then they just keep the tongue in the mouth and don't move it, and then it gets reattached. So this is really not the best way to do it. So what is now important to know when it comes to the too short tongue tie according to jaw problems? Why is this a problem? Normally the tongue should keep the jaw, the lower jaw, in its right position at rest. So when you're not talking, when you're not speaking or singing, the tongue should be on the palate, touching the palate, the whole tongue, and in this position it's able to keep the jaw in its perfect, healthy position so that the airways can stay open, the tongue is not falling back into the throat, and that the jaw muscles can relax. So what happens when we have a too short tongue tie? The tongue often can't reach the palate because it's restricted. It's going into a low tongue posture, and while swallowing it's also pushing forward. So we get this forward head posture, which is again bad for our breathing mode and again bad for our jaw and tongue posture. So it's very crucial to keep your jaw system into balance, to learn the right resting position of the tongue tie. But when the tongue tie is too short, you just can't make it. That's the problem. Also, when your tongue tie is too short, there's created lots of tension in the floor of the mouth, and also all these muscles who are interconnected are reacting to this tension underneath your tongue. And therefore you create imbalance in your jaw system, which then can lead to some habits, to release tensions, which then again create more tension in your jaw system. And not only in the jaw system, but also in your neck, in your shoulders, in your back. So the fascia is running not just here in this area, it's running from your tongue right down to your feet. This is very important to know. So we have these connections through the whole body. So people who get tongue tie releases really feel this relief in the whole body. Yeah, you are more flexible, you have less tensions. So this is something which is really supportive when it comes to tensions in the body, inner tensions and tensions in our overall health. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you think you could have a too short tongue tie, I would recommend to see a therapist or doctor who has lots of experience in examination of the tongue ties. And you're also very welcome to join my open offices. They are for free weekly. You can just join us and ask your questions, or just listen to other questions and exchange with people who are on the same jaw journey, maybe like you are. So if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I wish you all the best. Take care of your smile.